What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the next installment. We're going to look at the midterm and the final exam. This will be a real quick one. This one's really self-explanatory, but I figured I'd go through it just in case to make sure that we are all on the same page. So just as a reminder, the final exam and the midterm, which I explained earlier, were going to be essays. And depending on, the brevity of what you write versus how much you can include will kind of determine the grade you get on it. So let's break it down. So the midterm rundown. So again, it's worth 200 points, 20% of your final grade. We're going to administer it week 8. And I'm going to ask you 8 questions. 8 questions are going to be available for you to answer. And of those 8, you're responsible for answering 4. So of the 8 questions, you can pick any 4 you want and answer them. And of those, the responses need to be a paragraph to 2 paragraphs long. Remember when I mentioned earlier, the more you write, the better. So, obviously you should be aiming for 2 paragraphs, but you can be succinct in 1 as well. So yeah, there's that. And the similar setup will be the final exam, which is also worth 20% of your grade. It'll be administered the last week. I'm going to ask you 4 questions, difference, and you'll have to answer 2 of those. So the 4 questions asked, you'll have to find 2 of them that you find that you can answer the best, and you'll answer them. And these will be a little more extensive. These will be 4 to 5 paragraphs long. So keep that in mind. When you do these assignments, that you're keeping up with the reading, and you can be prepared to answer these questions because everything's going to be based off of what we had in the class. So here's a little scholarly advice for you. Understand the assignments. Make sure that you read everything carefully. There's a lot of people that sort of go off on tangents that aren't exactly what I'm asking them, and they get marked down for that. So make sure you understand the question. And if not, roll on to the next one and maybe use that one instead if you understand it better. So consider the significance of the material. It is not enough to summarize the content of the documents or books you have read. Your essay must consider the significance of the issue you're examining. You should also think about the historical context of your sources, using it as a way to explore the broader historical issues underlying the assignment. So again, this is just it's just like number 4. It's like sort of a fancy way of saying, not the what, but the why. If you're going to be quoting Howard Zinn, and you make sure you understand where it's coming from, don't cherry pick certain sentences, and hopefully you can get something from that. It's got to be something from, the readings that it makes you kind of understand where it's coming from. So let's see, the construct an argument in support of your thesis. So, I'm not an English teacher, and I'm not going to pretend to be, but sort of in a college setting, we need to remember that we need to have a thesis, and an easily statable thesis that I can find. And then you need to be able to back up that thesis as well with several points. So you've written an essay, you know what you're doing. And then, again, reiterating, don't answer what. Answer why. Most of the questions, that's the direction they go, but make sure you are finding out the why things happen. Not, what was the Civil War, but why did the Civil War happen? Again, those are very different questions, and one is much more complex than the other. Here's the rubric here, kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking for. Read through that at your own leisure. And so there you go. That's pretty much it for the midterm and final exam. One thing I do want to mention is you need to have a Respondus lockdown browser. If you go to the Start Here tab, you'll be able to see that we also have the student guide for